Can you name some famous Jehovah's Witnesses? Now, there's a lot. I would say, who would you say is the most famous of all the Jehovah's Witnesses? The one that everybody knows. Who's the go-to?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
As a child,
yeah.
And then Prince.
Prince, yeah. So the funny thing about Prince is Prince was not born into it. Prince converted later. Did you know when Prince died, the Kingdom Hall that he was still going to in Minneapolis?
Okay.
Like they put like purple lights like in memoriam to Prince. How fucking cool is that?
I think they're breaking some rules with that.
Right?
Purple lights. Gaudy. I mean, I respect it, but
yeah. I'm also like, and this is another thing that leads me to believe that this whole thing is a fucking money grab, because Prince, by definition, is the antithesis of everything they stand for. It is just blatant, explicit sexuality. Like, Prince is one of the filthiest, most obscene artists ever, certainly at the time, at the height of his popularity, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I think that's when he got...
I mean, the Dirty Mind album alone is like,
wonderful.
You can't play that at a Kingdom Hall.
You cannot. That's a great, Prince song, or Prince songs as Kingdom melodies. There's a future episode.
Talking about head, fucking your sister. I mean, like, Prince, everything Prince stands for, very big no-no.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, joining, was he feeling guilty about all these...
Maybe, that's a good
graphically sexual hit songs.
Could be.
He's like, I don't really know his 90s albums that well.
I don't either. I think
I hate to say,
maybe kind of took a dive, but yeah, I don't know what his impetus was for joining. I don't really know what he got out of it, but if he was making any sort of financial contribution to the organization, which I'm sure he was, I would imagine that's why they kept him close and took pride in that. There's no other celebrities that are endorsing the organization. Everybody else has come out as like, yeah, bad news. I was raised that way, but
right. Well, I think if you're a celebrity and you go into it, like, then you're not like living that life anymore, right? You sort of
true
step away.
But I also heard that he was actually going out knocking on doors too. Which, can you imagine Prince showing up at your door? Like, yeah, all right, man, sure.
Instant conversion. I mean,
good enough for me.
He just brought a bathtub, dragged a bathtub with him. And he's just like, listen, we're going to get this done. And like,
flunk. Yeah.
3.5 minutes.
Baptismal on the spot. All right. So Prince, I would say Prince is probably the most well known, probably because he was, considered a member up until his death. But yes, Michael Jackson, I guess all of the Jacksons were born into
at some point, yeah.
Right.
There's some good scenes in the that VH1 Jacksons movie. You've ever seen it? Where I don't think maybe there's some shots inside a Kingdom Hall, but there's definitely some like Kingdom Hall parking lot, hanging out with their books and
really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shit! Wow.
They get a rewatch going.
Damn. Yeah, I was not aware of that. Okay, so the Jacksons. I'm sure you probably know this. The Williams sisters.
Of course.
You know that? Okay. Which I don't.
Venus and Serena.
Yep. I don't know if they are still practicing. That's another thing. Like, a lot of these, the Jehovah's Witness lifestyle, the demand placed on you to go to 3 meetings a week.
It's 2 now, right?
Is it 2?
It's only 2.
No way. They cut back?
Diet, J.
Oh, anybody can do that.
It's been like that for like 5 or 6 years.
I think. Really?
Oh yeah. I think they mushed the 2 weekday meetings together
into
one.
Damn.
Because that was the killer. The Thursday night.
Oh yeah.
The one that went to like 9:15.
Dude, I know. Remember, like, you trying to get your homework done before you go to the meeting, and then you couldn't, and then you get home at 10 o'clock and be like doing homework till midnight, and then showing up at school the next day, just like crapping on your desk. Be like, I'm fine. I'm not addicted to drugs. Wish I was. It's brutal. You can't.
No, yeah, that was the tough one.
Yeah. Wow. 2.
Yeah, it's 2. It's
So they've doubled down on their homophobia, but they've cut back their meeting intake. Okay, cool. Hey, baby steps. All right. So the Williams sisters. What I was going to say is a lot. The demand placed on you to go to meetings, daily Bible study, door-to-door ministry, the conventions. It's basically it's kind of I don't know if I'd say could say a full-time job, at least a part-time job, just in terms of the maintenance. Being the number one tennis player in the world doesn't really lend itself to a lot of free time for godly devotion. So I don't know.
You don't really, I don't think you know about the status of all these people, but just at one point, either they were born, you're saying, or at some point, they dabbled as an adult.
Yes. Did you know Patti Smith was raised a Jehovah's Witness?
Yes.
You did.
That I did know.
So we got a white Jehovah's Witness. So far, look, Prince, black, Williams sisters, black, Michael Jackson, that kind of evens the playing field, I guess.
And then Patti Smith.
Right? Patti Smith. Here's one that was hiding in plain sight that I did not know. I don't know if you knew this. Hiding in plain sight. Ja Rule.
Child.
Did you know that, though?
I did not. I don't know. I might have heard that at one point.
What a genius move. So he left, but he took the name Ja Rule. That's crazy, isn't it?
Maybe he was, Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Jehovah's Rule. Jehovah's
Rule.
Kingdom.
No H.
He
just
probably,
the A, right?
J-A Rule. That nuts? So apparently I did a little research. He was raised in it. Then his mother was disfellowshipped, I think, when he was in his early teens.
Okay.
Totally ostracized from the rest of the family. I think he went to live with his grandparents, was only allowed to see his mom on the weekends. And that kind of soured him on it. Be like, I can't see my own mother. Like, what the fuck is this? He left, and then his rap career took off. And then, even though he left and defected, he became a superstar. And then all this family that wasn't allowed to talk to him, all wants a piece of him, and now suddenly they're back in his life, and we'll turn a blind eye to the former defection from the religion. Now it's a big happy family again because you're a fucking multimillionaire. We want a piece of it.
Okay,
so definitely
that sounds
money
like
motivated organization.
Cat Williams as well.
Yes,
on your list. Yeah.
So Cat Williams not on my list, but yes, Cat Williams was on the WTF podcast a couple months ago talking about it, which, like you were saying, I don't know if you can believe everything Cat Williams says because he's lived quite an insane life.
I don't know why you claim that as an origin story if you don't have to. Though.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But he was, that was it's quite a tale. It's like a Huckleberry Finn of wild story. But yeah, he claimed that.
He was born into it too, right?
Born into it.
Yeah.
And then he left. I think we were joking over text a couple months ago. He left, I think he claimed, at like 13 because he knew how sexually promiscuous he had to be, which is just, talk about, know thyself. He knew at 13. Like,
he wasn't even acting on it yet. He just knew
this is going to be a problem.
That the future held great promise for him in terms of his sexual proclivities. Yeah. Good for him. Here's one I had forgotten about. Dave Mustaine from Megadeth.
Did not know that.
I know that.
Great. That's a great poll.
Yeah. So he went, opposite direction. The name Megadeth. Metal music, references to, I don't know if they necessarily have references to the occult, but definitely, the imagery used within the Megadeth world, definitely a bit of rebellion there, I would say. Definitely not music that's embraced by the organization.
Did not know that one.
Terrence Howard, you know about him?
Did not know that.
No? Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't have much backstory on him. Jerry Halliwell, you know who that is?
I know, yes.
Ginger Spice.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, so we got a couple more whites in the mix. Patti Smith, Dave Mustaine, Jerry Halliwell. Yeah, I didn't know Jerry Halliwell. If you want to be my lover, we got to get married first. And here's one that I didn't know. Dwight Eisenhower.
Wow, that's great.
Isn't that nuts? So listen to this. Dwight Eisenhower's mother became involved with the Watchtower in 1895 at age 34 when Dwight was only 5 years old. She was baptized in 1898, meaning she was now what is called a Jehovah's Witness minister. So for those who don't know, when you're a Catholic, you get baptized as a baby. You're kind of ordained.
That means if you die, you're not going to hell, I think, right?
I think so, yeah. You're officially a member of the organization. Whereas Jehovah's Witnesses, you make that choice. You're certainly pressured into it. You're kind of
choice is a strong word.
Yes.
But yes, you're pressured into doing that when you most don't want to, between the ages of 12 and 18.
Right. Where you hop in the dunk tank. So she was baptized in 1898, making her a Jehovah's Witness minister. Further, she did not flirt with the witness beliefs as claimed by some authors, but was a faithful member of Jehovah's Witnesses for 50 years. Dwight Eisenhower said his mother had an inflexible loyalty to her religious convictions, and in 1955, Watchtower President Milton G. Henschel claimed Ida Eisenhower was one of the most energetic Watchtower preachers in Abilene, Kansas. The Watchtower Society had a major influence on the future president until 1914 when he left for West Point. So, again, that's a pretty big defection from Jehovah's Witnesses to go to West Point. Military service is certainly frowned upon. And then becoming president, leader of the free world.
Also.
Having your finger over the nuke button at any given time. I mean, he really took a hard left turn there. Pretty impressive, though. That's another thing.
It's that public speaking ability.
That's true. It seems like Jehovah's Witnesses can really breed greatness. I mean, a lot of these people are fucking legends in their field, right? I mean, what the fuck is
president?
Our excuse.
So was he in it? Does it say? Or was he?
I think he would. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't have much choice.
True.
I think apparently both his parents were in it. So I imagine he was going to meetings. This is also very early on, 1898. And this was the very, very beginnings of the religion. I think that this may have even been before they were called Jehovah's Witnesses. They were formerly called Bible students. Right?
Yeah, we'd have to fact check that.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, that means
the OGs.
Because they said, I mean, the end of the world was 1914.
Right.
And so she lived through that. So she lived through, the first big oops. Maybe we shouldn't. Whoops. And then she stuck with it. So indeed, she did not flirt with other religions.
She did not flirt.
She probably did not flirt much at all.
Yeah, this is another thing that I was not aware of until I left, that Armageddon was falsely predicted
many times.
Four times? 1914, 1975, 2000 apparently, which I was in it in 2000.
I don't remember that. Just a general Y2K.
I think they might have
anxiety,
the Y2K thing a little bit. Yeah. And then, is that it?
I think there was I think there were a couple earlier ones. Like, I think right after 1914, they were like
another one,
1916 or something. I'd have to check on that, but.
And now they've learned their lesson. Now they just said it's close. We're not gonna stamp a year on there, but it's close. So just hang tight.
Who else we got?
That's it. As far as most famous, those are. Oh wait, one more. Naomi Campbell, supermodel Naomi Campbell, who apparently is a raging bitch. Has some serious anger problems. You've heard stories about her, right?
I have.
Throwing telephones at like interns at various fashion houses and shit. She seems like a real live wire, which, it can do a number on you. It can leave you with some PTSD.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay, we got time for one more question. This is a good one. This is, I don't know the answer to this one, but I'm curious if you do. We might have to do some brainstorming. This comes from an Instagram account called First